What's up, everybody? This is Scott with the Gaming Outsider Podcast.
Zack with the Gaming Outsider Podcast.
We are coming to you from Los Angeles, a specific area of Los Angeles, actually.
Live, we got to get straight out of here, let me tell you.
We got to get straight out. We're straight out of here. We can actually say that now when we leave.
Yeah.
So this is our first night in Los Angeles. We're here for E3 2018. And we just got here, got checked in, had some dinner, and it's time for us to talk about the Sony press conference, which we both watched in the $75 cab ride that it took to get over here.
It wasn't nice either, you know. It wasn't. Didn't feel like $75.
It didn't, but we got here safely. Fingers crossed. Knock on wood. Yeah. We are here. Tomorrow's the first day of E3, but we want to get a chance to talk about Sony. So let's go ahead and jump right into it because we had to go back and watch some of this because my stream knocked out a couple times.
Your phone wasn't as reliable as you might have thought, I guess.
It was more reliable on the plane. Would you believe that? I actually had good internet on the plane.
The clouds are where all the signals are.
Is that what they mean by it's in the cloud?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No. So the press conference started off with a dude with a banjo and playing some music from The Last of Us.
Right. Get you in the mood.
It did. It worked. And then we started seeing some footage from The Last of Us 2. Which is a game we knew we were going to be seeing at this conference, and what'd you think? Because it was kind of like in 3 segments, right? We had Ellie at what looked to be like a hoedown.
Yeah, she's having a slow dance party.
Yeah.
You know, the apocalypse. You would expect there to be a hoedown.
It was a little weird. There was like
definitely. I guess things are okay wherever that is.
I don't know what's up with that. But
I remember in the first game they had like the cities were controlled. Philadelphia, I think, is where Joel lived before he went on the adventure. So I guess maybe.
But not that controlled. I mean,
I mean, well, it didn't look that happy in there.
Right. I mean, I guess with a city like that, you're gonna have you gotta escape to some degree, right?
Right.
So that's probably
Pittsburgh, wherever. I can't remember.
It's probably very forced, but anyway, we knew from the DLC from The Last of Us that Ellie's likes the ladies.
Sure. You know what? So do I.
Me too. I do. And so she's having this moment with this girl. Did she have a name? I don't remember.
I can't remember if she did. Maybe I think it might have started with a J.
Okay, so J dash dash dash.
Fill in the blanks yourself.
So anyway, she's having this moment where they're dancing, and the girl says something to the effect of that everybody should be afraid of her.
Right.
And then they cut to what appears to be a flashback of Ellie
murdering everybody.
Everybody. It was basically a game. It was a cool way to do a cinematic trailer mixed in with gameplay. It was like a flashback.
Yeah, it's a very nice presentation.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was the same scene, at least one portion of it was the same scene we saw from the last trailer.
Right.
Where there was somebody hanging and being gutted.
And then some woman came out of the shadows with a bow and arrow and kind of saved them or whatever.
Exactly. It was that scene, right?
It's what it looked like, yeah.
But it was from a different perspective.
Which from Ellie's perspective, who just left that person to hang.
So does that mean that you could have gone and saved them, and the person playing the game chose not to?
I wonder, or if because that other trailer was kind of from the perspective of whatever group that was. I wonder if maybe you play as one of them and you're also playing as Ellie, and their paths are kind of intermingling.
So is Ellie the villain from that perspective then?
That'd be kind of cool.
That would be kind of cool.
You'd see a war from different sides kind of deal.
Yeah, that's not done in games too much where you actually play both sides.
No, although check out Nier, because they both do that.
Nier Automata?
Yeah.
You just can't not talk about Nier Automata.
Can't not get mentioned.
Well, hey, you know what? I actually thought about it because this has nothing to do with The Last of Us 2, but now that Nier is coming to Xbox, because I love my achievements, man.
You gotta play it now.
I actually just might. I own it on PS4, and it being on Xbox might actually get me to sit down and go through that game now.
You know what? I understand completely.
Do you? Because you like trophies.
Exactly. So there are games.
Finally, somebody gets it. So let's talk about the gameplay a little bit, because while we were chatting about it, we noticed some things. One of the things I noticed is I felt like Ellie had like a dodge mechanic.
Right, it looked very melee focused.
Yeah, and she would like just hop back.
She kind of looks like she's done this for a while.
Well, she has. I mean, she's literally grown up in this environment.
10 years since the last game, it looks like, or something nuts.
It did. And what else? Like just the
and then just the animations are out of control in this game. Just she's like running by a table, just picks up a bottle, and just instantly the animation goes into an attack.
That was something I don't feel like I've ever watched in a game where like you can run at a full sprint and grab something while you're running without breaking stride, throw the bottle with precision to distract. That was a really cool moment.
I've certainly never seen it that fluidly.
Exactly.
It just looked like a human being doing that.
It really did. And then speaking of the animations, like the enemies that you're going up against, they didn't feel like they were NPCs. They moved like real humans move. They were walking on their patterns or whatever.
Right. I remember feeling bad in the first game because you could choke people out and they would kind of like flail around and grab you and desperately hold on to life.
Mm-hmm.
So it just feels like they're doing that to the next level. So you just feel bad about murdering everybody.
Exactly.
Good.
And speaking of how it looks, I feel like we've just hit this level of fidelity with graphics where they look so gorgeous.
I don't need a PlayStation 5.
I really don't.
Not yet.
I really don't. Not for a while. And I was watching it on my phone. I wasn't even watching it on a 4K television.
Yes, you're watching it stuttering on the taxi ride over.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed with the the low frame rate. But
yeah, it's weird. Sony showed the press conference in stop motion, but I guess that's what they did.
No, it wasn't that bad. We had a couple freeze outs, but it was interesting. So, needless to say, Last of Us 2 is very much up there for both of us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still a little cautious just because I don't need another story with Ellie. But obviously, I'm going to play it. Obviously, Naughty Dog is mastercraft storytellers outside of Uncharted 4, so I'm still excited to play it. I just wish it was from maybe a different character in the setting.
You just can't have a podcast where you don't like crap on somebody's favorite game.
Uncharted 4, not a good game.
So yes, I'm actually with you that I thought the way that Last of Us ended was great.
Yeah.
I am still very much excited to see what happens with her story because it's Naughty Dog. You know they're gonna do something with it that's gonna really make you glad that you played the game.
Yeah, every time I talk about being disappointed that they're doing Joel and Ellie, or at least Ellie, I don't know where Joel's hanging out. You do have to remember. Oh yeah, this is Naughty Dog.
Right.
So it's gonna be at the very least good.
In Naughty Dog, we trust.
Right.
Well, I want to go ahead and talk about the next one because I know you're excited about this one. Why don't you tell us what we saw from, I don't even know how to pronounce it, Ghosts of Tsushima?
Ghosts of Tsushima?
Tsushima?
Tsushima? I don't
Tsushima?
know. Yeah, from Sucker Punch, the infamous guys.
Which is interesting because we watched this trailer, and if you had didn't tell me that it was Sucker Punch, I don't think I would have ever landed on Sucker Punch as the developer behind this.
It looks slick.
It looks very slick.
It's the cinematography in that they showed a sword duel, and it just gorgeous.
I mean, just the red leaves falling and the sunset in the background,
sunsetting, and then just they're trading blows, but not in the way video games usually do, where you're maxing out some combo with an aerial launcher.
And you just keep going back like you're getting hit over and over again.
Ninja Gaiden style, which
right.
I know you wish there would have been one of those.
Yeah, I saw Team Ninja on the screen. I was like, it's happening. No, it's not.
No, but it's kind of good. It looks like an authentic sword fighting in a lot of the combat they showed at the beginning of the trailer against just random goons.
Mm-hmm.
You just you slash a couple guys and then they're like holding onto their arms, they're weakened, so you just put them down.
Right.
It just kind of looks like actual sword combat, which I swear we haven't seen since Bushido Blade.
Right. Well, and it's just we don't get enough games where you use the katana anyway, like like a real sword play.
Yeah, and if you do, it's always like some kind of ridiculous over the top one hit kill weapon.
Right.
Thing. Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason that Leonardo is the coolest Ninja Turtle because he's got a katana blade.
Not one.
Two of them.
But two.
Two of them, and that is undisputed, by the way.
No,
yes.
For once, I agree with Scott wholeheartedly.
I can't believe I finally found someone that agrees with me. It's always Raphael or Michelangelo.
Yeah, Michelangelo I don't understand at all. He's a goofball.
He's a goofball.
He's not taking it seriously.
And Raphael I never understand because his weapons are that big.
Right, Leonardo. To tear that guy apart.
I would take Donatello over both of those. But anyway, we're getting sidetracked.
Official TMNT ranking, Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo.
I think I would flip-flop Michelangelo and Raphael.
We were so close to being...
We were going to be Thunder Buddies.
Yeah, simpatico.
But we don't really know anything about the story of Ghost of Tsushima.
Right, I remember the teaser trailer, I think it was the Game Awards maybe, or the PlayStation thing, event. You're a samurai. It looks like your village got attacked and you're just kind of a wandering guy looking for that dude who murdered everybody.
Right.
Which is fine. All I want to do is wander in open worlds as a samurai taking on jobs.
That sounds fantastic. Especially if the world looks as good as it does in this trailer.
Yeah, which it kind of looks unbelievable.
I mean, I think you made the comment when we were watching some of the trailers today is that there's so many like Witcher 3 clones now that are coming out, which I'm perfectly okay with.
Yeah, I didn't get into The Witcher 3 as much, but the world design was certainly awesome.
That world felt more alive than any other open world I've ever played before.
So if people want to take inspiration from that and make samurai games, sign me up.
By all means. Next game we want to talk about is a game called Control. Now this is a new one that we were watching this and we're going, man, this is something new. And I think you made the comment and said, man, this looks like Alan Wake.
I was like, yeah, is this Alan Wake 2?
Yeah.
Turns out
it's actually made by Remedy. It's a game called Control. Why don't you explain what's going on in this one? Because I'm still kind of clueless.
Yeah, I don't think you can really explain what's going on in there. It looks very trippy, dream sequency. She's the woman you're playing as is floating through space and shooting a bunch of guns off. Like, it looks very stylish, like a Remedy action game would, like Max Payne or even Quantum Break, which I know people didn't like as much.
I like Quantum Break.
I like it too. We're getting to know each other here.
I know. We should do podcasts live like this more often.
This is exciting. So it looks cool. It was obviously just a teaser. We don't know much about it. We do know we're seeing it at E3.
Yeah, because you got an appointment. Funny story. The fans might actually like this. Is you booked an appointment with Remedy,
right, for an unannounced Remedy project from 505 Games.
Right, and now we know what that game is. So
now I know what I'm seeing.
That's I cannot wait to talk about that game. Which day is that you're going to see that?
I can't remember off the top of my head. If it's Tuesday or Wednesday.
Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're definitely excited about Control, but again, very sketchy as to what's going on. But it looks like
which is cool because I didn't really know what was going on in Alan Wake until the last episode or whatever.
Alan Wake was so good. I really like that game.
Unbelievably good.
I am so stay tuned for more on that one because Zach I'll be peppering you with questions on that one after.
Yeah, we'll have more on that.
Yeah, and speaking of, just a quick sidebar. I know we're talking about Sony right now, but we're planning on recording every night after the show just to talk about the individual games that we saw on the show floor.
Yeah, which is...
And we'll also be doing write-ups on each game, too, so there's going to be a lot of content for the site here.
Please read it.
Please do read it.
Yeah. Because we're working hard here in our lovely apartment, which you might have seen. We showed a video off of our humble abode. We're making it happen for you guys.
We are. It feels like this is one of those coming-of-age tales of, like, the backstory behind two journalists that had to start at the bottom and work their way up.
In our biopic, this is our second act.
Exactly.
Yes.
Our first act is when we met.
Yeah, of course.
And all right, well, let's go on. What's up next? Is that Resident Evil?
Yeah, Resident Evil 2 remake.
This was a surprise because the trailer started out, no clue was a
from the perspective of a mouse that was crawling around on the ground,
which was brilliant.
Which is such a good idea for a teaser.
Because it was a mouse like running through like a cupboard and knocking over stuff, but you were hearing voices, which made it sound like
there was an attack happening off screen.
Well, it was kind of dark, and I couldn't figure out if we were. I was like, dude, are we a mouse?
I assumed it was another PSVR game where you're a mouse.
Right. Oh, because we had moss.
Yeah.
No, I genuinely thought we were from the eyes of like a miniaturized person, is what I thought at first.
Okay, so you thought it was an Ant-Man game.
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
And then I thought that the voices that I was hearing was a fight that was I just wasn't seeing or whatever. And then I made the comment to you, half joking, "Are we a mouse right now?"
I remember that.
And sure enough, we were because what happened was like something fell on and killed the mouse.
Yeah, the mouse is underneath a shelving unit, and then the fight knocked the shelf down and killed the mouse. Which is sad.
So the zombie comes in, eats a guy, he gets shot in the head, and lo and behold, the person that shot
just
him.
Awesome slow pan. And then everybody knows Leon Scott Kennedy, rookie, first day on the job, Raccoon City Police Department, Resident Evil 2 full remake.
Exactly, and this is full. I'm glad you used that word because we had the remake of Resident Evil 1 that was like on Xbox One and PS4,
right. Mm-hmm.
And it was 360 and PS3, I think actually, and that was just like a up-res version of the original Resident Evil. Mm-hmm. This is like they re-mocap.
Yeah, they are. This thing's getting rebuilt from the ground up.
And I could not be more excited because...
Like how cool is that? The modern Resident Evil combat over-the-shoulder style, but in Raccoon City while the zombie infestation's going on. Leon Scott Kennedy, the best Resident Evil character.
And he's got the best middle name of all the Resident Evil characters,
Scott?
too.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's not get... He's Leon S. Kennedy. I'm sorry, I keep throwing his name with it.
No, but I'm excited because I think Resident Evil 2 is the Resident Evil game that I played the most. Mm-hmm. Out of any of them. I mean, Resident Evil 1 started off, and I think I maybe beat it once or twice. I played through Resident Evil 2 multiple times, where I had the things memorized, and that opening sequence I could have played blindfolded.
Yeah.
The idea to kind of go back and relive that with updated graphics.
And that's how I feel about Resident Evil 4. I just played that game on repeat. I remember my best friend when that game came out just stayed up all night, played it through once, and then got through like halfway again on New Game Plus in one sitting.
In one sitting?
So our games... we have like a beautiful new Resident Evil 2 remake.
Questions. In Resident Evil 4, when the guys are coming at you and they're chanting something, what are they saying?
I don't.
Because in my head, I heard no cookies, no cookies, no cookies.
Yeah, that's close enough.
Close enough?
I can't be wrong.
Yeah.
No cookies.
So, I've always wondered that. So, but go back and play the game and tell me that it doesn't sound just like no cookies, no cookies.
I think, yeah, I'm kind of imagining it now.
Yeah. And now
I'm going to think of you every time I play Resident Evil 4 now.
Exactly. You're going to hear it. You're going to do that. So, what's next on the docket? Oh, man.
Trevor saves
Trevor saves the universe.
From the Rick and Morty guy. There's not a lot we need to say on this,
so
right?
If you've listened to this podcast at all, you know that Zach and I have different tastes of humor. Because we talked about Borderlands.
Specific to especially the Borderlands series.
Because I think the Borderlands humor is hilarious. You think it's stupid.
Annoying, even.
So, you know that the humor is bad when we both watch this trailer and go, how is this funny?
Yeah, we just like turn to each other in the cab or watching this and just kind of, this is painfully unfunny.
I really didn't get
it. In fact, I felt bad for the cab driver that I even had to hear that.
Yeah, this guy he probably didn't even know what we were watching. We just got my cell phone blaring Sony's press conference on my phone in the backseat of the car.
Just occasionally hearing Ellie murder somebody.
Well, let's kind of paint a picture for some people that haven't seen this trailer yet. But we've got it's a cartoon it's an animated cartoon.
Yeah, it kind of look like clay figures. But like that's kind of like the animation style. It's 3D, but the animation style just kind of reminds me of Gumbo or something.
Gumby.
Gumbo
yep.
Gumbo is a delicious New Orleans cuisine. You're absolutely right.
So this character's sitting in a bathtub playing the PlayStation.
Yeah.
And he's talking about, they have a little disclaimer that says,
welcome to E3.
Yeah, and then he starts talking about this game and it looks, I don't know, I don't know what this game is.
He drops the PlayStation in the tub, he kills himself, his friend comes in and is like, call 711 because that's the emergency line in this
world. Oh, and by the way, the buddy that comes to rescue him has 2 eyes, and each eye has 2 eyes.
Yes.
So, I don't know.
So anyway, if you like Rick and Morty, maybe this is for you.
If that's the kind of humor Rick and Morty is, because everybody raves about Rick and Morty, and I've never watched it.
Well, I think you're just not smart enough to get it as a problem.
Is that what it is? But that makes me not want to watch Rick and Morty.
No,
it really does not.
Yeah, I've watched 2 episodes of Rick and Morty, and I will never watch another.
And then the game itself, it just looks like a very vibrant platformer.
Yeah.
But with super generic characters, I don't understand how it works mechanically.
Yeah.
It was such an odd trailer to show right after Resident Evil 2 remake.
Yeah, and then you lead into something more exciting right after. It was just a very weird placement in the press conference.
It really was.
Yeah.
Speaking of, why don't you go on to the next game that we're going to talk about?
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Kingdom Hearts 3, which we've now seen a trailer. How many press conferences?
We're like 3 for 3, it feels like. I'm sure there'll be another one of the Switch to announce it's finally coming to the Nintendo platform.
Yeah, that would actually make sense.
Yeah, that would actually be cool. But
thank God we got to see a different trailer with this one, though. Because I feel like we saw the same one for Square Enix.
Square Enix used the same one they used at PlayStation, which is bizarre.
You mean Microsoft?
Microsoft, I apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same one they used for Microsoft. Yeah, PlayStation was a new one. Square Enix, depressing press conference. I don't even know why they bothered. But hey, Pirates of the Caribbean's coming back. Looks like they're doing Dead Man's Chest storyline.
Yeah, because it had all those characters and they looked very much like them.
Yeah,
Jeffrey Rush's character.
I mean, I know you haven't really played Kingdom Hearts, but
a little bit.
But Kingdom Hearts 2 had a Pirates of the Caribbean world, and they were super realistic character models, and it was very jarring. And I remember everyone I knew who played it was just like, that's kind of freaky, because Sora's got these big cartoon feet.
Yeah.
Donald's a talking duck.
Yep.
And then you just have Johnny Depp there.
I actually think that's kind of cool though, because again, having not played those other games, other than the little bit that I did. That's kind of what that game is about, is like you stepping into these different worlds.
Right.
Right?
And it's just it's just very nightmarish seeing real human beings next to cartoon characters.
Yeah.
But
it looks gorgeous. They have like the shit battles and stuff.
The amount of money they're putting into a Pirates of the Caribbean level in 2018 is mind-boggling.
Can you imagine how much money it costs to make this game? I think we talked about that too.
Yeah, we did. Well, especially like looks like they're changing gameplay genres every single world, which they did back in PS2. But it was more affordable to do that back then. All you hear about now is how game budgets are escalating and they need to do all these DLCs and stuff. And here's a game, every world seems to be almost a new game every time.
Exactly. Plus, Disney owns like a quarter of the world right now. So,
right. Yeah, I hope Square Enix has some kind of marketing deal with Disney. Well, they're making the Marvel games too, actually. So maybe Square Enix does have some kind of deal with Disney.
Maybe they do. We'll never know. But yeah, I feel like every conference we're talking about Kingdom Hearts 3. That's obviously a big...
They're dominating the conversation. Well, it's coming out in January, so they got to get the word out there somehow.
That's
Which,
true.
quick note, Resident Evil 2 is coming out in January as well. So that's right around the corner from when they showed it off. Resident Evil, or Final Fantasy VII Remake, on the other hand,
Yeah, where was Final Fantasy VII in this press conference?
has taken 3 years to even show off. So,
Yeah. How did they showed that game last year. We saw some gameplay last year.
the 7 Remake?
Yeah, I mean, just very, very little.
Yeah, like the CyberConnect 2 version or whatever, because they changed the team or whatever recently.
Right. And then the year before that was when we actually had like the intro. Remember when they dropped that intro for like the music? Da, na, 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 and they had the Final Fantasy VII logo, and it was just like a super teaser, but it was like, Final Fantasy VII Remake is happening.
Uh-huh.
Last year they showed some gameplay. This year, nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. I think we were talking about on Discord, if they don't show Final Fantasy VII, people are going to riot. Let's get our pitchforks, because why have we not seen Final Fantasy VII?
Nope.
And it wasn't shown at Square Enix, which is where you would think it would be shown before Sony even, and when they didn't show it at Square Enix, like, oh, they're probably saving it for Sony. Nothing. Where is this game? Why have we not seen anything on it?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Is this going to be the next Last Guardian?
Or Duke, or I hope it's more Last Guardian than Duke Nukem Forever, because at least Last Guardian was okay.
I did not play that one, but I heard good things about it. But yeah,
Duke Nukem less so.
I actually did finish that one. Isn't it sad that I finished that and not finished Last Guardian?
That's messed up.
It is.
At least you can throw poop in Duke Nukem.
In the first 20 seconds, you're throwing,
How
what am I
exciting.
doing?
How exciting is that?
Okay, well, let's move on. We got a couple more games to talk about. Getting a sequel to Nioh, which I didn't play that one, but I think you told me that Nioh is basically a samurai Dark Souls. Is that a
Samurai Bloodborne, I said.
samurai Bloodborne?
Specific. Well, there's a big difference in speed of combat between Bloodborne and Dark Souls.
Okay.
But so Dark Souls is more measured. Bloodborne is more get in their face. That's what Nioh felt like.
Okay, but
I
not
didn't-
from Software. This is
This is Team Ninja,
yeah.
who are not making Ninja Gaiden 4, Scott. I'm sorry.
I lost that point in my prediction. I think I predicted that for the past 3 years that we're going to give them the Ninja Gaiden, and it,
No one could have predicted Nioh 2.
no, there's no way.
Not that, yeah. Not
Especially that quick.
Yes, so fast. I feel
That was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, they're turning that around quick.
And I think you said that they took them like 10 years to make.
Yeah, because
First Nioh.
it was on and off development for 10 years. So I guess that game sold well
Mm-hmm.
because they are not wasting time.
It looks pretty. I feel like that's not my style of gameplay.
Yeah, I didn't really get into Nioh very much. I mean, I feel like it might have been my kind of game, but I just didn't find the time last year.
It seemed like a very ambitious idea for combat because the combat seemed very not complicated, but complex.
Yeah,
like
it's very
lows,
involved.
mids, highs, and
Yeah.
stances and stuff like that.
Right.
And I don't know, that's above my head and above my pay grade.
Yeah, I feel like I only have the patience for like when From Software makes a Souls or Bloodborne game every year. I think that's all I can take.
Yeah, and
I
even then,
I can't do another one of those.
And even then, I got through 2 bosses of Bloodborne, and I was like, I'm done. And I needed to get a friend to help me do the second boss in Bloodborne.
Wow.
So,
Hey.
and apparently that's where it gets good. So
Yeah, Gascoigne. I'm surprised you didn't like that game.
I appreciated it. I will tell you, it is some of the most satisfying feelings in a game I've ever had when you see "Prey Slaughtered"
Yes.
written on the screen after you finally beat that boss after the 20th or 30th time.
Greatest feeling in the world.
Very, very satisfying. It's just, I don't have the patience. You know me, I'm trying to get through games.
Yeah,
You know?
which I mean makes sense. You know, we gotta talk about games every week, but sometimes you just gotta do one for you.
I know, like Nier Automata, I gotta apparently see that.
Become as Gods Edition, June 26th.
Oh, and guess what? I did that backwards. We were supposed to talk about Death Stranding first before Neo.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, I arranged it on the format
You
incorrectly.
did. Our format that is handwritten here on
Yeah, you
a
have
spiral
to.
notebook.
There's no question that they're seeing it.
They can see it now for sure.
Yeah, Death Stranding. Characters were moving this time.
Yeah, we got gameplay.
What appears to be gameplay.
What appears to be game. No, that was definitely gameplay.
Well, I mean, the camera angles were so strange during the gameplay.
They were.
Yeah.
So
So
I think I was surprised by how much or how far along this game was, because this is a game that in my mind we were going to see till at least 2020 or 2011.
yeah, I thought it would be in my mid
2021.
30s by the time I played this game.
Right, and that it looks like it's way further along than I expected, and still don't know. I have a clue what the hell is going on in this trailer.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of respect it in a way. They're just using terminology and lore words that we have no point of reference for at all.
Well, from what I gather, you can die in this game. From what I've gathered from reading and from watching this, is that you play a character in different points in time. You're a time traveler, and your character can die. And I think we picked up on this when we were watching it too. Is that if you die, you come back. There's some kind of science behind it that we haven't learned yet. but if you do die, it affects the world in some way.
Yeah, Norman Reedus' character mentioned that if he dies there, he'll leave a crater behind.
No, I think it was someone on the radio was telling him that if you die, you'll come back, but yeah, you'll leave a crater behind. And I think I looked over, he's like, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah, what is this game is?
So I'm very intrigued. It opened up with that baby again. Remember how the last
saw
trailer?
His butt this time.
Yeah, we saw the baby. We saw baby butt.
Yep.
Smooth as a baby's butt.
Live on press conference, baby butt.
Baby butt. And I still don't know what that is, but the baby is key to this story.
Yes, clearly, because he's carrying it on the.
It's like on his chest,
yeah. On his chest.
And then we had the little flapper doohickey. I don't know what kind of technology that is.
Some kind of
pulsating metal flower
detector for the ghost guy.
And that's actually how the trailer wrapped up. Is like it looked like a stealth portion where you were sensing where these guys were, and the guy playing the game got too close.
It's a Kojima game.
Oh yeah, it's a Kojima game.
Turns out.
Speaking of it looks like a Kojima game. We talked about
if they had just run this trailer apropos of nothing. This is the first time you ever saw this game. You would be like, is this a Hideo Kojima game? Yeah.
But we knew it because as soon as you see Norman Reedus,
right? Well, like, I mean, yeah, but it's just.
I did not see Mads Mikkelsen in the trailer though, which was interesting.
He's too busy killing Guillermo del Toro or whatever from that one trailer.
So, lots of more questions, but I'm very pleased with what I've seen so far. It looks so stylized. Just the art behind it just looks amazing. I'm not the world's biggest Kojima fan. I like the original Metal Gear Solid.
Great game.
I finished 2.
Great game.
I got towards the end of 3.
That's weird that you didn't finish it because it's the best one.
I that's what everyone says. It's the best one.
It is.
Then I got to 4 and I had to watch videos for 45 minutes.
Yes, the final cutscene in that game. Fun fact: 75 minutes long.
75-minute cutscene.
Right at the end.
And then 5, I played the opening cinematic and never went back to it.
Yeah, I didn't really get into 5.
So, I appreciate his games. I like where his mind is, and that he's trying to do something different. I mean, think of the PS1 with Metal Gear Solid when he had to put the controller in the second port. That kind of stuff is him thinking outside the box, and I'm hoping that this game does that, and it looks stunning. It's got actors that I know, creepy atmosphere.
It looks like he's having a good time. It looks like finally, I don't have to make a Metal Gear Solid game.
Right, he can do what he wants to.
Now he's just throwing bonkers ideas, invisible ghost people who pass people through time or whatever. That's cool.
Yeah,
I'm down.
It's enough science fiction. It's enough horror.
Floating ghost people following you around.
Yes, 100%. We've got 2 more games to talk about before we wrap up. I'm gonna let you take this one because I know that you were like pretty much creaming your pants at this point.
It was unbelievable. Scott saw a different side of me.
He started humping my leg in the car.
Yeah, very sad. The cab driver cheering us on. But Spider-Man.
It's legal here, guys.
He's so proud of us. We're so brave. Spider-Man, yes. They showed a electrifying game demo.
I see what you did there.
Yes, because Spider-Man is chasing Electro through a prison where he's freeing all the other supervillains. Spider-Man says in the trailer, he's freeing all the people I locked away the past 8 years.
You know what? And we were talking about how some people are upset about how this being like an Arkham ripoff. I mean, that is a little...
Right.
A little.
But you know what? Let me remind you, everybody on the internet, when Arkham Asylum came out, and especially Arkham City, all of us, everywhere, all the Spider-Man fans, man, they should really just do this, but with Spider-Man. And we've got it.
And we got it. And
so don't complain. You should be thrilled that somebody's giving a budget this large to a Spider-Man game. But, yeah, Electro, Rhino, Lizard. Nope, no Lizard. I can't remember these guys.
Scorpion.
Electro, Scorpion, Rhino, Mr. Negative, Vulture, and the mysterious 6th person. Guys, we got the Sinister Six.
And that 6th person you said it wasn't shown in the trailer, to be clear.
No, yeah, the very, very lame pronoun game Spider-Man's playing with the audience. He's just like, wait, you?
And they don't show who it is, but we all know that it's the Green Goblin.
Yeah, it's Green Goblin.
So
Norman Osborn is the mayor of New York City in this game. So I mean, as soon as they said that, it was pretty obvious that the Green Goblin was going to be in this game.
Yeah. And I want to talk too about the gameplay itself in terms of comparing it to Arkham, because I think that was the first thing I said to you was, wow, that just looks like Arkham Combat.
Yeah, it even has his Spidey sense is the same counter icon as Batman, which, to be fair, Batman totally took from Spider-Man. But...
Well, yeah, that's fair. I mean, I don't think... Does Batman have a baddie sense?
No, he's just the best superhero.
Oh, okay.
That's his superpower. He just always wins.
He just always wins.
Yeah, but the whole like even the finisher, even the buttons are the same.
Right.
From what we can tell in the UI.
But I'm okay with that because that system works, and I feel like it makes more sense in the Spider-Man universe than it does in the Batman universe, honestly.
And I mean, not for nothing, like we know that gameplay is awesome.
Yeah.
So throw Spider-Man in there.
If it's not broke, why fix it?
When someone nails a superhero game like Rocksteady did, just take it.
Yeah, as long as they're okay with it.
Yeah. Who cares? I want every superhero game like this.
I want to talk to you too about it because one of the concerns you had with a game like this is the web swinging, which
yeah, of course, which I still think kind of looks a little awkward. It just kind of looks. It doesn't look very elastic like it does in the comics or anything.
Okay.
But
just like rope.
It just kind of looks like he's throwing out a thread and just kind of like it looks like he's throwing out a rod, like a stiff rod. It doesn't look like he's got any pull with it at all.
Okay.
Which is weird for Spider-Man. But I mean, that could just be maybe it doesn't present well like in the videos. I mean, I think it looks better here than it did in past demos.
Right.
And I mean, hopefully it just feels good. Hopefully when you get the hands on the controller, you'll have more.
Well, hopefully you'll get to do that tomorrow.
Yes.
Trying very, very hard to get him that game in his hands.
Just got to go stop a criminal. I'll be so excited.
I don't even think I can even express to you guys how much of a Spider-Man fan this guy is. It's
pretty severe.
It is pretty bad.
I'm thinking about Spider-Man most days.
That's not creepy at all. And we've talked about the combat, we talked about the web swinging.
Yeah, I'm just...
The chase sequences. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, with Electro just destroying everything.
Yeah, but it's like you're chasing him, swinging through the city, because all the swinging we had before was just like getting from A to B. Right? There was never any like...
Yeah, I mean like, there's like a joke that every Spider-Man game has to have a sequence where you chase Black Cat.
Uh-huh.
So there have been chase sequences, but it's usually just like get as close as you can to the person.
And then she stops and waits if you get too far.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Electro is just destroying that prison.
Right.
And it's so pretty.
Guys, you have to watch this trailer. I want to go home and watch it in 4K just to see it and just bask in how beautiful this game looks.
Yeah, I mean he's like knocking down steel towers and you're swinging from them as they're falling. It's just these guys like whoever is making this game. I think Brian Ithatar, I believe his name is. Mm-hmm. This guy likes Spider-Man a lot.
And they also made it clear in some of the post coverage that there's no origin story.
Right. Good.
And
yeah, he's been Spider-Man for 8 years.
Right.
So he's seasoned. He knows what he's doing. The game starts as he's just locked Kingpin away. So I guess, see, you could presume that maybe Kingpin is in charge of the Sinister Six, but that would be stupid.
Yeah, that would be pretty dumb.
Yeah.
What about your wishful thinking idea you had right before we started recording?
Oh, yes. I saw this idea floating around online. I have to say it would be beautiful.
It would be ballsy.
It would be very ballsy if the Sinister Six, they've got Spider-Man by the throat in this trailer.
Peter Parker,
mm-hmm. The Spider-Man. Yeah, they got the boot to the neck here. So what if this is all just a bait and switch? They kill Peter Parker.
Like in the opening scene.
Right at the start of the game, and you're actually playing as Miles Morales the whole game.
That would be
so ballsy.
It would make so many people angry, but it would be amazing.
It would be Metal Gear Solid 2 levels of trickery.
Yeah.
And it would be so cool because they introduced Miles in the first trailer, and he's older than he is in the comics. He's more in line with Peter's age. He could easily take over the mantle. You don't introduce Miles Morales if he's not going to be crawling on a wall.
Man, the more I hear you talk about it, the more I'm thinking that might actually be it. So you heard it here first, folks.
If this happens.
The Gaming Outsider, what's the date today? June 11th is the date today?
Yeah, 2018.
2018. We called it. So if that happens, sorry for the spoiler.
I didn't mean to give it away.
All right, we got one more game to talk about before we wrap up, and I don't even remember what that is. Oh, From Software's PlayStation VR game.
Yeah, From Software doing something different.
I don't know how I feel about that, man, because those games are hard enough as it is. Imagine.
I mean, the genre looks a little bit different. You know, it looks more narrative kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I hope it's cool. It was kind of a weird thing to end on, though.
It is a weird thing. You would think that Spider-Man would be the easy. That's how they ended last year. So I guess they wanted to do the same thing twice. But
yeah, but I guess they tucked this one in. Because we were watching the stream like. So this thing had to have been after Spider-Man.
Right. I think it might have been actually... Because they did a little bit of tidbits of information. Because we had to stop watching because we were actually trying to find this room. Yeah. So we had to cut it short.
Here in deep LA.
So we didn't get a chance to watch the after stuff and see some of the other information. We're going to go back and watch that. But we want to get this out to you guys as soon as possible. So I'm sure we'll see some more stuff on that on the show floor this week.
Yeah.
But overall, what did you think of Sony's presentation this year?
Hey, no real surprises outside of Control, but I mean, they told you what 4 games they were going to show, and they showed like 10 minutes of each of them.
I'm with you, and here's the thing: is I was one of the people that was actually really impressed with what Microsoft did.
Mm-hmm.
Just the sheer number of games they had that I wanted to play. This is one where I feel like they gave us fewer games, but they were so high quality. Every single game they showed you just looked stunningly beautiful. Everyone they showed, except for maybe Kingdom Hearts and that Trevor Saves the World game.
Talk about that one.
Everything else is on my must-buy list. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, seriously.
I absolutely agree with you, actually.
Yeah. Death Stranding, Spider-Man.
But I'll swap out. I'm probably not going to buy Neo, but I will buy Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
I'll do a quick swap.
I would play Kingdom Hearts 3 before I play Neo.
Yeah.
But so outside of those two, everything else I have to play.
Right, and then 3 of those, 3 of their games, Death Stranding, Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us Part 2, we haven't seen gameplay of before, and all 3 of them extensive gameplay presentations.
This is, as much as I like Microsoft's, this is what I want from a press conference.
Show me the games.
Show me the games. Show me extended portions of the games that are stunningly beautiful that I can only play on your console. And again, I'm not knocking what Microsoft did because I really like what they did.
Very good it was a very good E3 so far, except for Square Enix, obviously.
Except for Square Enix, which we'll talk about later. But all of them have been just really... It's been a great year.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait to get out on the show floor tomorrow to try to get our hands on some of these games. We got a bunch of appointments booked, ready to go. So that's going to do it for Sony.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I have to sleep in the same room with this guy tonight after he's been thinking about Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'm just going to be posing like Spider-Man all night long, but in my boxers.
I'm going to wake up in the middle of the night and you're going to be perched on the edge of the couch.
Exactly. Just trying to swing. Can't get it yet. It's going to be sweet.
Well, thanks everybody for checking out this podcast. We hope you guys are enjoying this extra bonus content. We're throwing a lot of stuff at you this week, and I hope everybody is actually listening to it. Make sure you go back and check out our coverage of EA. We also covered Microsoft. What were the other ones we did?
I think Ubisoft.
Ubisoft is coming. We're actually going to record that one after this one.
Well, I mean, yeah, and then we
Square Enix.
You know what? If you want to see what we're seeing at the show, Scott and I both did preview articles for what we've got.
Absolutely
coming your way.
And then we're going to both be after we record, when we get back here and record, we're going to spend the rest of the night actually writing. Doing write-ups on each of the games that we saw, or at least the appointments that we saw for sure.
Yeah.
And so we'll get you
and
videos.
Hopefully Spider-Man.
Hopefully Spider-Man. He's gonna get in line at like 9 o'clock.
Minute 1. I gotta fight Electro. Save the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Electro looks so much cooler than he did in the movie, by the way. But
yeah, I'm impressed with most of the character design. I think Rhino kind of looks lame, but otherwise,
well, I mean, the
characters look cool.
It's Rhino.
It's hard to make Rhino look cool.
Yeah.
Outside of the.
I mean, it's better than Paul Giamatti, but.
Well.
So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our podcast. Check out the website, thegamingoutsider.com. Our Twitter handle is at TheGoCast. We got an awesome Facebook group. We got an awesome Discord. Best community on the planet. Give us a shout. But we're going to wrap things up right now. As we head out, I want to remind you once again, there's no such thing as a bad press conference. Just ones that aren't for you.
Except for Square Enix, obviously.
Except for Square Enix.
Obviously.
This year.